Clear prop.
Written information Quebec, time 1853 Zulu, wind 300 at 11, visibility unrestricted, sky conditions clear, temperature 172.09, altimeter 3014, visual approach and use runway 34, NOTAMs cranes northeast of the airport, caution metal plate on Bravo taxiway between Bravo 5 and Bravo 6, NDB no longer available, check FTC NOTAM 71420 and 8-3090, advise on initial contact of information Quebec.
Renting ground Cessna 61786 at Pro Flight with information Quebec, we would like northeast departure.
Cessna 61786, Renton ground, runway 34, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 34, taxi via Alpha 61786. Renton Tower Cessna 61786, holding short runway 34.
Cessna 61786, Renton Tower, runway 34, clear for takeoff, make east channel departure.
Clear for takeoff, east channel departure 61786.
And I'd like to see my airspeed is alive.
Yeah, airspeed alive.
Over 735 Lima Hotel, runway 34, clear to land.
B rotate.
34, clear to land, 735 Lima Hotel. Delta Tower, Skyhawk 5344 Kilo, on MS6 thermometers, 2,400, yes, Quebec, inbound, full stop. Number 5344 Kilo, Renton Tower, make Victoria arrival. Victoria arrival, 4 Kilo.
And you're veering left or right, so let's get back on runway heading. Take a look underneath you, see where the runway is?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. And now we're out at the airport, so now you can make your east channel departure.
Yeah.
So what are you shooting for?
2200.
1500.
1500.
And what are you aiming for?
The middle of the channel?
Yeah, exactly. Head right to the East Channel Bridge.
Yeah.
Go direct the bridge, and then you can head to the practice area from there.
Yeah.
Good. So this is where I like to get up over the cowling here because, right, what you can't see anybody from where you're at, right?
Yeah.
So maybe lean over here and get a good view. Help keep directional control. Yeah, there you go.
Number 765 Lima Hotel, contact ground 100.
Order ground 1 off, 735 Lima Hotel, thanks.
Power set, so now you can go down to your cruise setting, you know, maybe about 2300.
Just 312, traffic 1 mile northeast of Factory on the Factory arrival 2,400.
312, looking for traffic.
Number 5344 Kilo, traffic 1 mile south of the bridge, northbound 2,400.
4 Kilo, looking for traffic.
Is it general rule of thumb to keep at 1500 during east channel departure?
Yeah, I think so. And now you can climb down. Go on. Stay here, 13,000.
This is 312, traffic contact, have a good flight.
312, talk to you later.
66176, have a good flight.
Thanks, 61786.
Very nice.
The sky condition is clear, temperature 172.09, altimeter 3014. Visual. Caution, metal plate on Bravo taxiway between Bravo 5 Bravo 6. NDB no longer available.
Alright, let's maintain 2,000. The opening day of voting season.
Or did you say maintain 2000?
Maintain 2,000.
It's the opening day of voting season. Yeah, it looks that way.
And we'll just keep this heading. This heading will be perfect for us.
Yep. Where do you live in Renton?
No, I live in Kirkland.
Kirkland. That's a bit of a drive from Kirkland over here, eh?
It's actually pretty easy. It's kind of a reverse commute, so it's only about 20 minutes, which is nice.
Okay, that's nice.
I was living in Green Lake before I moved out of state.
Okay.
What part of town you live in?
I was just gonna say I live around here actually, Renton Highland.
Oh, you've got the harder commute.
Yes, it's a 95
You do South Lake Union every day?
East side of the Lake
Thousand.
Stevens at 2,600. We'll make a steep turn over the southeast side of the Lake Stevens.
I actually take company shuttle, which
Oh,
is in
that's not
East
too bad.
Costco.
That's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah.
And give me like 10 degrees left towards that open clearing over there. Let's kind of head that way. I'm trying to learn some of the new reporting points around here, so.
Yeah. I think the seat up here is 122.90, if I'm not wrong. I think the last
12275 is the practice area.
oh, is it?
I
Okay.
think so.
There was one not published frequency. My previous flight instructor told me it's actually not my previous, the previous.
At 122.90?
Yeah, I think so. Gotta listen on that one.
I heard somebody calling from up there.
Okay. Oh, we passed.
Another dam.
So we passed Mamish Lake.
Yeah.
Should we go higher?
Yeah, we can go to 3,000
3,000?
from here. And now, what altitude are we good up to? Or where does the
3,000.
Bravo start out here?
I don't have to look at the for flight.
5,000.
3,000. Oh,
Yeah,
5,000.
once we cross.
Lake Stevens, Black Sierra is a 9522 Sierra is east side of Lake Stevens, 2,500, making rapid descent towards the southeast to 1,500. There's a 9522 Sierra.
Yeah, once we cross the shoreline, basically, we're good to 5,000. So use that shoreline as your guide, right?
Yeah,
Make
okay.
sure you're at or below
Yeah.
anytime you hit that shoreline.
3,500.
Oh, 3,000's fine.
3,500.
And go ahead and get caught up on your checklists.
You go first.
Yep, whenever you're ready.
To be honest, this is the first time that I check my checklist during mid-flight.
And I'll give you an idea typically how I handle them, right? So I have a checklist here. Most important is always flying the airplane, right?
Yeah.
So I get my checklist out. Now there's a cruise checklist, there's a climb checklist.
Yeah.
All the climbing checklist is doing is saying, hey, make sure you're at your climb, right? The only thing that's really on here is landing light. Right, so in your climb, turn that off. Cool. Then I say climb checklist complete.
And 1,600 descending to 1,500, heading back to Harvey.
Now a cruise checklist, power 22 to 2,700 RPM.
Yeah.
Got it. And here's how I'm doing it. I'm flying, and it's 22 to 2,700 RPM. Scan, scan, scan. Okay, my power is set.
Yeah.
Trim. Set my trim. Eyes are outside. Eyes are outside. Eyes are outside. I'm setting my trim. I won't mess with your trim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mixture. Lean is required. We're below 5,000. I don't need to lean. I'm scanning, scanning, scanning. Instruments. Reset as needed. Quick look at my magnetic compass.
Yep.
Yeah, about 3.5.
Yep.
I'm looking pretty good. Cool. Cruise checklist complete. Now I can put this away. But my point is that I'm not doing this. I'm not looking at it and not looking outside.
Yeah.
So
Every
just
time.
your controls.
My control.
One item at a time.
Okay.
Have you heard aviate, navigate, communicate?
Nope.
Okay. So this is kind of the rules of thumb that you use when it comes to flying. There's 3 things that you need to be doing, and it's in this specific order. Number 1 is always aviate.
Yeah.
Meaning, always safely fly the airplane, keeping it straight and level, keeping you out of the way of other people, keeping your eyes outside, okay?
Yep.
Then, your number 2 priority is to navigate, right?
Yep.
Know where you're going. Your last, and by default, last and least important priority is to communicate. So when things are going on, when lots of shit is coming at you, the most important thing to do is to fly the airplane.
Right.
The last and least most important thing to do is to communicate. That's the thing you do last. So always make sure you're flying the airplane safely.
Right.
Everything else will come after that.
Is there an acronym for this?
ANC.
ANC.
I guess there's
ANC,
acronyms for
yeah.
everything in flying.
Yeah.
So for now, let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's start with some slow flight. So you can pick a heading, whichever you want to do, north or south.
Okay. North.
And if you want, I'm happy to demonstrate one first, or if you...
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so I'll just try and remind you the steps. So the first thing we always want to do here, what's the first thing we do before we do any of our maneuvers? You remember?
Do
a clearing turn, yeah.
Check, yeah.
All right, so double check under our wing here. And we can say at 3.5, that's fine. Let's just make sure we stay around that altitude, right? For our maneuvers, we're going to make, part of that is maintaining our altitudes.
Yep. So you typically do 360?
Yeah,
Yeah.
more or less. I'll roll us out to the south, so it'll be like a 320.
Yeah.
Alright, so it looks pretty good. Now we're just going to pick a point, right? Pick a direction.
Yep. That valley over there?
Yeah, we'll call it the valley, and we'll note our heading. We're about a 170.
Yep.
This is important because the ACS states that in this maneuver, when we end the maneuver, we need to be plus or minus 100 feet of the altitude we started at, plus or minus 10 degrees of the heading that we started at.
Yep.
Okay? And so we're at 3,500. We're at about a 160, give or take. And so we'll go carb heat.
Yep.
Power 15. And now we're just looking to hold our altitude.
Yep.
Now that we're in the white arc,
700,
we can
yep.
start to dump the flaps, and I'm going to hold the flaps down. As the flaps come in, the nose wants to go up. So I'm going to keep the nose down. Now I'm looking for about 55, 60 miles an hour, give or take, because we want to stay above the stall warning. And when we get there, smoothly add the power. And I'm going to shoot for around 1900 to 2000, whatever it takes to keep me right there, right?
Yep.
So if I'm slowing below 55, how do I fix that?
Pitch.
That's right. Pitch is for airspeed. Power is for altitude. So notice that I'm falling a little below my altitude. I fix that by adding a little bit of power. Notice the VSI is correcting itself. And my altitude is coming back up.
Yep. This door warning. All warning.
So we'll get rid of that. Now we don't want that, FYI. Try and stay out of the stall warning. So at about 2200 RPM seems to do
Like
the thing.
Cessna,
Yep.
climbing to 3,000 feet, about 3 miles east of Lake Young. Maneuvering over southeast practice area.
Nowhere close to Lake Young.
Oh.
Lake Young's way there.
Yeah. Alright, so now we're established in our slow flight.
Yeah.
So in this airplane, it seems like 55 is right about the stall warning. So part of this is kind of figuring out the airplane.
Yeah, that too.
So in the future, we can shoot for about 60 miles an hour.
60, yep.
This is what we'll shoot for. Now once we're in slow flight, now they want us to demonstrate some various controls, right? So we'll make some turns to the left and shoot nice and easy turns. 10, 15 degrees of bank kind of thing. Notice my altitude is increasing, so to fix that, I'm going to remove a little power. Get that airspeed about 60.
Yep.
Roll out. Roll the other direction. Notice if I start getting a little fast, how do I correct that? I add a little bit of back pressure, but as I add back pressure now my altitude goes up, so at the same time I need to remove the power just a little bit.
Back pressure to add power a little bit, right?
Yep, so if I want to slow down, I'm going to add back pressure, right?
Yeah.
But when I add back pressure, I also increase altitude, right? So
yeah.
I got to remove power a little bit.
Power, yeah.
Yep. But now I'm a little slow and I'm a little high. Well, that can be fixed with one simple, right? Push the nose down, leave the power where it's at.
Yep.
Airspeed goes up, VSI goes to 0. And then the recovery, we just go full power. Move our first 10 degrees of flaps, stop. The airspeed keep coming up, another 10 degrees. And before we remove the rest, we make sure we've got a positive rate of climb and we're above VY.
Yep.
Airspeed up, there you go, that'll work, and we can get the rest of the flaps up. Not letting the nose drop, now we're just adding a little back pressure to keep it level. So your controls?
The control.
Your controls. Alright, so let's turn us back to the north. And get down to about 3,500. Get yourself down to 3,500.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. Reverse that climb.
Flex Stevens traffic, Raven White Cessna 172 is 2,200 mile to the southwest of Lake Stevens, practicing Shendell. Lake Stevens traffic.
Right, yeah, I tend to not wanting to let go of the throttle while turning. I don't, it's probably that's just me. I feel like when I'm turning, if I'm losing power, there's a stall, a higher chance of stalling. Is that right?
No.
No? Okay.
There's a higher chance of stalling if you are losing power and you're in a climbing turn. But
Okay.
what causes a stall?
Well, the not enough lift or the wrong angle of attack.
Yeah, right. Wrong angle of attack. It's getting too slow so that you're not generating enough lift, right?
Right.
So if you're in a descent, chances are pretty good that you're not getting slower,
Right.
right?
Okay, we just did the correct turn.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. And we're slowing down.
Yeah, so we'll note our heading, right? He asked you about north, right? Cool.
We're still descending.
You can start it at 3,400. That's fine. I just didn't want to go higher. I don't want to get up
Right.
Bravo.
Okay. So.
Now let's just try and keep it around 34, 35.
Okay.
So go carb heat first. All right, now put your hand on the flaps and go ahead and hold it down. Now keep your heading. That nose is going to come up, so keep
2, 3.
down. Hold it all the way down.
All the way down.
Yep, now you're going to have to get your hand on the power and bring it up to about 2,000. All right, now, quick check, airspeed.
Yep.
All right, so you're a little slow, so just push your nose forward just a smidge.
Yep.
Now look at this. You're not climbing or descending, you're right there. Push your nose forward just a little bit. Look at your heading. Not bad for a little
Not
break,
bad.
huh?
Yeah.
Now, don't get that nose too high. See how you dropped about 5 miles an hour there?
Yeah.
So just hold this right here.
All right.
Take a look at your coordination. Right, make sure your rudder is coordinated. Slow down, we have to have a little more right rudder.
Okay.
Alright, so right now, you're slow and you're climbing. How do you fix both of those with one movement?
Push forward a little bit.
Bingo, perfect. Look at that, that reverses that, and got your airspeed right back on.
Yeah.
Alright, so go ahead
Slow
and
turn.
yeah, give me a slow 180-degree turn to the right.
To the right.
Yeah. Your eye on those, right? Because as you turn up, that airspeed at 60. As you turn, remember you're generating a little. Yep, you got to add a little more power. You're losing lift on one of your wings when you're in a turn. Watch your airspeed. Watch your airspeed. Watch your airspeed. Oh, good. Don't change anything. Just manage your pitch. Watch your airspeed. And pitch. And roll it right. Good, really good. Alright, go ahead and recover for me. So one thing, FYI, you're starting adding power. Yeah, there you go. So go ahead and fully recover. So you go full power.
Okay.
Lower the nose to level. Nose to level. And first 10 degrees of flaps can come out. 1, 2. Okay. Next 10 degrees can come out.
1, 2, 3.
Great. And now we want to be above UI and positive rate. So right
2, 3. Yep, all the way up.
Take it all the way up. Excellent. Nice work.
Thanks.
Not bad at all for 2 months off.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I recorded everything, so I was actually watching back to back of all the previous trainings.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
Mind. So, by the way, everything is recorded, including our voice is recorded.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't mind at all. I actually appreciate people that do whatever the learning tool is, but going through the flights before coming and doing them, I think is extremely valuable. There's something called chair flying, and you can go and get yourself back to cruise for now. Chair flying, where you know what the maneuvers are before you come out and do them, right? So you just walk through all the steps. So.
Steven traffic, red and white.
All right.
152.
We'll do some steep turns. You want me to demonstrate one of those?
Sure.
All right.
Like doing maneuvers.
steep turns. Let's see the traffic.
So steep turns work around 45 to 50 degrees, and kind of the same thing where we were going to have a starting point ahead of us, right? The starting altitude. And we want to roll out plus or minus 10 degrees of that point, plus or minus 100 of that altitude.
Just north on Whippy, I'm going to go ahead and change frequency. Alright, sounds good. See you on the ground. Go.
And we'll do them, you know, about 150 miles an hour, 105 knots, somewhere in that ballpark, 100, 105 knots.
Yep.
Do it at VA, also known as what?
That word, operation,
Maneuvering. Yeah. Good. Yep. So we'll get our power set. This should be, for the most part, a constant power maneuver. I don't play with it too much. Myself trimmed down.
Still climbing a little bit.
Yeah. Trim set. And I usually use the trim wheel to help me stay
Yeah, I was
in
gonna
the trim.
ask, do you use that technique?
Alright, so we'll just call it 3800s or 25. I can't, from my end, this tape gets in the way. It's hard.
23, 24 right now.
Yeah, okay.
Calling set traffic, tow plane 30 Yankee.
Alright.
High left upwind.
So, we got the heading bug, we're about at 070, we're 3,800 feet. We're to the left and the right. And so I'm gonna roll. I'll start about 30 degrees. 1, 2, and then I'll get that trim in there and then get right into 45. And now I'm really just looking to maintain a 45 degree turn without climbing or descending. Now eyes are outside. I want to look at the horizon along the cowling, and I'm really looking to kind of maintain this picture right here.
Yep.
Every once in a while I'm just checking my altitude, okay?
Yep.
Checking my airspeed, okay? Checking that I'm in a 45 degree turn, okay? Checking that I'm coordinated, and now I see that I'm coming up on my 070, so at about 20 degrees outside, I'll start to nice and easy roll out, nose level, and back to the other way. Now, if you're like me, one way tends to be trickier than the other. Sometimes my right is harder than my left.
Yeah.
So just be aware of it, keeping it coordinated. And just kind of hold here.
I'll let it feel the G.
Yep. And I'm just looking at the horizon of the cowling, and I'm just trying to hold it just like I do with anything else, right? When you're flying straight and level. I see my point coming up here, right? So I just, you feel that wing turbulence there, right there. Yep. That's always a good sign. Anytime you feel that in a steep turn, it means you flew through your own weight, right? Make sure I fix my trim, get back to level. Yeah, okay, I'll take that. That's acceptable.
Yeah.
So your controls?
My control?
Yeah, let's just practice right or left, whichever way you want to go first.
Yeah, I'll do left as well.
Alright.
I'll try one without the
Trim?
Yeah.
Okay.
Southeast access system, filtering lines just east of Bellevue, east of 405, 2,500 northbound, northeast.
So remember, the steeper you go, the more you're going to descend. So you're going to have to add a lot of back pressure.
Alright, let's do it right.
Runway 34, full stop, Arlington.
Alright, so let's roll out here and stop for a minute.
Alright.
So here's what I really liked about that.
Okay.
I think you do a really great job of keeping your eyes outside, which is number one most important thing, right? That's a safety thing.
Right.
So what we want to expound or kind of build on there is the guys outside, we want to use that to identify what the 45-degree level turn across the horizon looks like, so that it helps you to use that side picture to maintain it. Okay. And then once we've got that, then we can use it as from there we can use a scan. And what I mean by a scan, so that we're clear, is it eyes outside, and then I'm quickly checking my 45 degrees, eyes outside. Quickly checking that I'm not climbing it or ascending. Eyes outside.
Yeah.
Where's my point? Is it coming up, right?
Yeah.
Eyes outside. Am I coordinated, right?
Yeah.
So let's maybe try, let's try the left again.
Okay.
And maybe try the trim this time. I noticed on the left one the first time, I lost a couple hundred feet of altitude initially.
Yeah.
I know it's the first one, so no big deal.
Yeah, let's try it again.
Yeah, let's keep playing with it.
Mountain House traffic at 530 with Hotel. We're just coming up on the east side of the crater, 9,000 Mountain House.
Alright, you feel yourself descending there?
A little bit, yeah. I was actually trying to push myself a little bit.
No problem.
Push the aileron a little bit too.
Alright. So notice you
Yeah.
remember, you put that trim in, right? So when you roll level, it wants to pull up on you?
Yeah. It's the right.
There you go. Go to the right.
By the way, steep turn is a 45 or 60?
45, 250.
250?
Yep.
Okay.
Push the nose forward. Yeah, good catch, good catch. There you go.
There you go.
Alright, so we're pretty close, right? Maybe lost 100 to 150 to 200, call it 150, and then kind of gained it back towards the end.
Yeah.
We'll work on really nailing heading. Again, for not having done it for a few months, that's really well done.
Thanks.
Really well done. So it's about 1 o'clock, so if we get back by 1:15,
Touch and goes?
yeah, let's go do a touch and go, and then a full stop. Make sure you get out of there in time. Alright, so
Yep.
let's be thinking about everything you need to do to get back, right?
Yeah, I gotta listen to ADAS
Yep.
after I get configured it.
And thinking about airspace and altitude.
Yeah, I gotta lower it to 3,000-ish.
2 miles west from you, but you are heading west from performing hillside. 3,000. 5,000.
And in fact, for me personally, this is my own standard. No, I'm so afraid of busting airspace that, you know, if I know it's going to be 3,000 at the shore,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll get to 2,000. That way, you know, if things start happening and I'm talking, I'm looking, you know, if I gain a couple hundred feet,
Yeah.
if you're at 3,000, you've got zero margin for error,
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, let's lower to 2,500 then.
Sure. 2,500, okay.
It's
Aviate,
124. Oh.
aviate, navigate, communicate. Keep those eyes outside.
Yeah.
Don't get your eyes buried in the checklist.
695.
There you go. Yep, hit that. I don't think you'll be able to pick it up quite yet.
Restricted, sky conditions clear, temperature 172.09, altimeter 3011. Visual approach in use, runway 34. No temps, cranes northeast of the airport. Caution, metal plate on Bravo taxiway between Bravo 5 and Bravo 6. NDB out of service. Check FDC NOTAM 7-1420, 8-3090. Advise vendors to contact if information Romeo. Written information Romeo, time 1953 Zulu, wind 310 at 11, visibility unrestricted, sky conditions clear.
31011.
310
Romeo.
Romeo.
Runway 34.
Yep. And 30.
3011.
Oh, you got that. Went in white section 152, a mile to the east of Lake Stevens, practicing maneuvers to power on stores. Lake Stevens traffic.
Stevens, is it this one's called Stevens?
No, Lake Stevens is up north.
Oh, Lake Stevens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Monroe-ish. Alright, now we can kind of be thinking about our arrival.
Yeah.
Right, so we're on runway 34, so which arrival are we going to be doing?
Water tower.
Yeah, so
Blue Calabria is
Victoria arrival, is that what it is?
No, not Factoria. Is it Factoria arrival? Oh, okay.
Yep, so we can call them, you know, when we're over Lake Sammamish. Tell them we're inbound for touch and goes with Romeo. We can request a Factoria arrival. They're going to give it to us, right?
Yeah.
So you can just tell them you're inbound and wait for them to give you whichever arrival. And then you were right, the water tower is a part of that, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, after we hit the...
That's a reporting point when you're inbound.
Yeah.
Yep.
126.5. Tower is 124.7.
Yeah.
Good. So Renton Tower, Cessna 61786, over some Amish Lake with information Romeo, request touch and goes.
Perfect. And then there's one last checklist that we can thinking about.
Descent?
Yeah.
Mixer 4-inch power is required, carburetor is required.
Yeah. One hand on that yoke, fly the airplane.
Yeah. Status, frequencies, fuel selector, mixture, those master switch, primer, belts, autopilot, landing light.
And that's really the big one, right? Most of the stuff you got done, you got your mixture in,
Yeah.
your throttle is set. RP we're not going to use until we're beginning our approach to landing, right?
Yeah.
But we can always do a flow, right?
Yeah.
We're going, alright, we're on both, trim set, mixture's rich, throttle got deferred, got my landing lights are on. Alright, cool,
Yeah.
right? You've got your frequencies, you've done ANIS.
Yeah.
So you've done these things,
Number 760, SA Park.
then you can check against checklists. You go, yeah, oh, cool,
Number
yeah,
760,
okay,
let's turn right at Bravo 4, contact ground now.
Okay, we're on Sammamish Lake. Almost?
Yeah, and make sure when you report, I like to tell them what altitude we're at as well.
Okay. Do I call now?
Sure.
Renton Tower, Cessna 61786, over Sammamish Lake at 2200 descending. Request touch and goes with information Romeo.
This is 61786 Renton Tower, fly direct to the Whitewater Tower.
Right water tower, 61786.
Alright, you said direct to the water tower, so
It's that way,
yeah.
across the hill over there.
Yeah. So we can get back to 25, right? If you're gonna fly over the hill, and I'll walk you through how I think.
Yeah.
Right? So from an altitude perspective, if I'm at 22 right now, that works over here.
Yeah.
Doesn't work so well over here, right? And also, I can't see the water tower,
No.
right? So I like to get a little more altitude so I can see where I'm going. Ah, there it is, poking out.
Yep.
All right, cool. Now, when you're landing, do you have speeds that you're aiming for on your approach and final and flap settings, or how do you do it?
I know that's every situation is different, I guess.
Okay.
And I just try to land it.
Okay.
I guess the best practice is about 85, 85.
How would you feel about me doing one?
Sure,
and
yeah.
teaching
please.
you a way to make it so it's less less fluid.
Deterministic.
Yes. All right, you just fly in here. I'll take it right at the end.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it on the way in. I use a combination of a power setting, which I leave constant until final for the most part.
Okay.
And then I just use pitch of the airplane to hold airspeeds along with flap settings. So I set my flaps, I pitch the airplane to maintain airspeeds, and those two things get me a descent rate that allows me to end up pretty close to on the glide slope on final.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I think so.
I'll show you, but my point is I'm not trying to like, oh wait, am I high? Okay, well how do I get down? Do I want to push down or less power or more flaps? I try and set and forget as many things as I can.
Okay.
Alright, so now we can start descending down towards 1500 and then towards traffic pattern altitude. Alright, so it's after 1 o'clock, just to fly.
Yeah, we have some time.
Cool.
I always get confused between these two water towers.
Look for the one with the legs.
Yeah.
And let's pull the power down to that 1700. Let's get down a little faster. And you can report the water tower.
KRNT Tower, Cessna 61786, report over Whitewater Tower.
61786, tries to make 45 to downwind.
Make 45 downwind, 61786.
Yeah, let's turn right. So we're 45 to the downwind. We want the downwind inside of 405.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, inside 45.
Inside,
inside 405,
yeah. Or east of 405, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Side.
Yeah, sorry, so they want us inside of 405.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's my fault.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so I'll take the controls here. Yep.
Control.
November 786, runway 34, clear touch and go right, close traffic through.
34 clear, touch go right, traffic 786. So we're a little low here, so a little tougher to demonstrate. But I'll do my best here. Alright, so once I'm going to be in the numbers,
Yep.
I'm going to go carb heat, power to 15.
Yep.
And as long as I'm in the white arc, I'm going to go
Yep.
flaps 10, 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000. And now I'm pitching for about 90 miles an hour. So nose down, 90 miles an hour. That's going to get me, you know, I've been looking for 1 to 200 feet of descent. Then I'll start to turn base. As I turn base, notice my power is set. I'm adding a little bit of back pressure and I'm beginning to slow to 80. When I roll out level on base, I'm going to add 10 more degrees of flaps to 1000. Now I'm pitching for 80. Power's still set, I'm not touching it. Only controlling my airspeed at this point. Okay. And I'm looking for my final here. And now I begin to roll into final. And as I do, I'm just looking to pitch for about 70 to 75, give or take. Now I'm on final, I've got more flaps, so I'll add another 10 degrees, 2 1000, 3 1000. And now that I'm on final, I make adjustments as necessary to meet the VASI, okay?
Okay.
So if I'm high, now I can start changing my power setting if I want to.
Okay.
I don't necessarily need to because I got a little distance yet. But now would be the time that if I want to remove a little bit of power, I can.
Okay.
But as you see, that got us right on
The
it.
slope. Yep.
Alright? And now I'm just going to take it home. Your controls.
Cool.
Alright, so just make a nice approach. That nose down. You should keep your descent there right at 70. Keep the nose down. Keep the nose down. And begin your flare right here. Now just hold. Little right rudder. There you go. Carve heat. Oops. Full power. Now use that right rudder to keep you on the center line. And rotate.
Rotate.
Alright. First landing in a couple of months. Not too shabby, huh?
It'll bounce a little bit.
That's
I
okay.
hate that bounce.
That's not bad at all. That's a good landing for a couple of months off. Now, last time, remember, you were drifting, so this time, something to think about. Pick a point out in front of you, right? And now you're doing a great job. Now you're nailing it.
We're 700. Crosswing.
Check that turn coordinator for me. See what you see.
Sorry, what's that?
Check your turn coordinator. What do you see? What's the ball telling you?
Step on the right rudder.
There you go. Yeah, just a little bit. Feel that coordination kick in there?
1,000.
Ooh. Sorry. Nice and easy.
Oh, yeah. It feels, the throttle is a little bit of, has some resistance in the beginning.
Oh.
And then suddenly they can just pull out right away.
Alright.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Number 786, runway 34, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 6176.
And use those streets, right? Make sure you're going straight, right? Make sure right now you're drifting towards the airport. So keep yourself going straight using those streets that are running north and south.
Twin Tower Skyhawk 9537 Quebec, holding short runway 34, requesting east channel departure.
You should be at 1,000 feet. Yeah. Alright, carb heat, power to 15.
Skyhawk 9537 Quebec, Renton Tower, make east channel departure, runway 34, clear takeoff.
And go ahead and put 10 degrees of flaps.
Skyhawk 9537 Quebec, thank you.
2, 3.
And pitch forward 90 miles an hour. Now you're still drifting, so you're getting closer to the airport. Right? Keep it straight.
So 90.
Right. Keep it right, just like that. There you go.
Okay, then 20 flaps.
Nope.
No.
Keep the flaps where it's at. And now you can go ahead and make a base turn. Nice and easy. As you do, add just a little back pressure so that you're slowing to about 80 knots. Now put your hand on the flaps. Don't push it yet. And roll out. Now put in 10 degrees of flaps. And
1,
push that nose
2,
forward a little bit.
3.
Push that nose forward. Now just pitch for 80.
80.
Now you haven't touched your power. You're doing a great
No.
job. You don't have to go up and down too much. Just
Okay.
you're slow. You just want it to slow down
Okay.
towards
It's
80. Now
yeah.
go ahead and turn final. Slow down to 75, 70. Nice and easy. All right, and add some more flaps.
1, 2, 3.
Now at this point you're fairly high, so
Fairly
pull
high,
it
full
maybe
power.
200 RPM and leave it alone. Now just pitch for 75. Got more flaps if you want to use them. Pull more power.
75.
Pull a little more power.
Pull
Tower helicopter
Pull
444.
the power, yeah.
Oh, full power.
Full
Okay.
power.
Full power.
You're high.
Yeah, yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense you want me to add power. Yeah.
405.
Sorry.
Here, put the rest of the flaps in.
444 November Whiskey, Renton Tower northbound approved east to 405, Renton
Go around.
3010.
Go around.
Go around.
Full power. Full power. Full power. Go around. RP off. You're okay. And report Renton Tower.
Renton Tower 61786. Go around.
Sky 786, roger.
Okay, nice job.
Why did we go around?
Well, because you were way high and you weren't going to make it in an appropriate amount of time, and also because it's good to practice go-arounds.
Okay.
So you were way high and you weren't making the adjustments to get yourself down.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to 40 degrees of flaps.
Why?
Because like it was descending. I was thinking. So with 40 flaps, because I've still got plenty of airspeed, and I guess I pulled the power too late.
Correct. Yep.
So initially I was thinking of pulling power, and I misheard you.
No worries.
Misheard you.
No,
And then
no big deal. These are just all learning
Yeah.
opportunities. So keep your power, because you're not at your altitude yet. Keep your power, full power.
yeah, oh, full power.
You should be climbing full power, right?
Yeah.
To 1,000. At 1,000, lower the nose, keep the power full.
Oh.
To keep your airspeed coming up now, pull your power back to, about 2,000 RPM. There you go. Now get yourself lined up. That one in the distance, get lined up with that. Perfect.
Yep.
Keep your power at 2,000.
Helicopter 4 November Whiskey, traffic
There you go.
approaching midfield downwind inside of 405 for the runway.
There's a helicopter approaching.
Limit traffic 4 November Whiskey. Sky 786, helicopter traffic is 2 miles south and east, northbound east to 405, 1000 indicated.
Looking for traffic. Looking for traffic. 6176.
Sky 786, runway 34, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go. 6176.
For 37 Quebec, traffic 1 mile west of the East Channel Bridge eastbound, altitude indicates 1000, possibly a helicopter.
Keep your altitude.
Negative
Fly the
traffic,
airplane.
Center 57 Quebec.
Aviate.
Trent Tower, Tango November 67685, coming up on the East Channel Bridge. We're inbound North Water Lane, Romeo.
Tango November 67685, Renton Tower, thank you. Traffic off your nose northbound, but they're higher. Follow 405 inbound, direct entry
Hour
to
to
the
15.
down.
Traffic on site, 635.
What are you doing?
Sorry.
Okay,
Power
my
to
controls.
Your
It's
control.
37 Quebec, it's a
Hour
hour
13.
floats
Yeah,
underneath,
yeah.
5, we'll see later.
Okay. Hour to 15. Flaps.
Request flight following from Seattle, 957 Quebec.
Air 37 Quebec, Tri-Seattle departure on 119.2.
All right, your controls.
119.2, 537 Quebec, thank you.
Keep it going. Keep forward. Going forward. All right, go ahead.
Helicopter
Make
4
your
November
base
Whiskey,
turn.
traffic at the East Channel
Turn.
Bridge inbound over 405 at de Havilland on floats.
Tango traffic, 4 Whiskey.
Tango number 685, traffic 1 mile north and east of the airport, east to 405 northbound helicopter
And go ahead
indicating
and add
900.
10 degrees of
Falcon
flaps.
685.
No, it says we're at
Renton
30
Tower.
already.
This is
Yeah.
Cessna
We're just getting
78440
down.
over Lake Youngs with Romeo, requesting landing at 34.
Okay.
Sky 78440 Renton Tower, thank you, make Lake Young's arrival.
Okay.
0.
Helicopter 4 November Whiskey, understand you're
There
on
you
the
go.
site, thanks.
Now you're right on it.
Correct, 4 Whiskey.
Not too much. Keep it at 15. Keep it at 15. Keep it at 15.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because look at your airspeed.
Yeah.
You want to be at 75 right now.
Okay. Can I add,
So just let
can I add flaps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would remove a little bit of power, take 200 RPM out, and then add a little bit of back pressure. Because as you remove power, you're going to remove some of the lift, right?
Yeah.
We're going to compensate for that by increasing the angle of attack, which will also
Reduce the speed.
slow us down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Javelin 685, the helicopter's already passed you, no factor.
685, thanks.
685. That's why I kept
Tango
saying.
number 685, I do have traffic short final on over the blast fence of Skyhawk doing a touch and go, report him in sight.
Oh, let's see here, looking. I'll let you know.
Okay, give me a little right rudder to straighten that nose.
And we do have that traffic.
Right. Taking over 685, base turn to follow. Landing on the lake to the north of pilots on risk, report on the water.
Car Pete.
Base turn to follow, let you know on the water, 635.
Keep it on the center line. Yep. Alright. There you go.
Rotate.
Helicopter 4 November Whiskey traffic over Maidenbar Bay, headed to your left.
I mean, that's a pretty sweet feeling touchdown, huh?
Possibly a float plane or another
Yield to the
helicopter.
right still. When I was yielding to the right, you asked me to do right rudder. Why was that?
Did you notice how far left your nose was?
Helicopter 4 November Whiskey.
You were
thank no other
facing
traffic
this
is between
direction.
you and Highway 520. Have a good
Okay, I
afternoon.
was facing left. Okay.
Whiskey.
Do you know why you were facing that direction?
Just 786, continue on the upwind. I'll call your crosswind turn traffic inbound from the southeast.
You'll call that crossway to 61786. Why I was facing left? I don't know.
Because the wind
Tower, this is
is 310.
Valley Medical
It's blowing us this way, so you're making a crosswind correction with the ailerons, which is turning the airplane.
Lake Youngs to the Maplewood Golf Course on a
You're using your ailerons to keep you
go ahead and
lined up,
continue inbound now directly to the runway.
but you also need to add that right rudder to straighten the nose out
Correct in the future.
to counteract the ailerons in.
Okay.
Sprint Tower, Sky 4 is over the west channel, over the I-90 bridge, inbound for banner ops.
Yeah, we'll make this one a full stop. Yeah. Oh, we'll wait till he comes back.
Yeah.
Sky 4, Western Tower, thank you, and confirm you were talking to Boeing.
Negative, I was talking to Renton Tower.
No, you were talking to Boeing, correct?
No.
Okay, Sky 4, we keep stepping onto each other. I want to make sure you were talking to Boeing.
Did I avoid
Affirmative, I was talking to Boeing just before you.
Sky 4, enter left downwind runway 34,
You got to be diligent about your altitude.
290 at 8, altimeter
It
3010.
can't be 200 feet above your
Left down,
traffic pattern.
runway 34, Sky 4.
Just 440, right close traffic approved, runway 34, clear
All right.
touch and go.
I got to have you flying the
Thank
airplane
you,
now.
78440, clear for touch and go.
Look where you're heading now.
786, crosswind approved, report midfield downwind.
Crosswind approved, will report midfield down 1786.
Sorry, what are you saying?
685
Go ahead and turn now.
Tango number 685.
You do a lot of drifting,
Yeah.
both on your altitude and your heading, so I just want you to make sure you're keeping it straight
Okay.
and level.
Sir,
Straight
61145,
level.
Western Tower, thank you, make factory level.
Are we allowed to fly over Mercer Island?
Tower 145, could you repeat that? We were instructed to,
6115, make
correct?
Factoria arrival.
Technically,
145, factory arrival.
because he said, fly straight out.
Yeah, you
call it. So that takes all the responsibility off us.
Okay.
Good question, though. Good question. Alright, so remember, aviate, navigate, communicate. So aviate is most important, which means maintaining your altitude, maintaining your headings.
Yep.
And you probably want to set your power about 2,000 so that you're not going too fast in the pattern. (1032) is the traffic pattern altitude here.
32.
1,000. Boom. Can't be 100 feet underneath. Consistently. You want to climb,
should
you
I-
should add power.
Should I call a full stop?
Yep. So report downwind, midfield deadwind, tell them full stop.
Rear Tower, Cessna 61786, report midfield downwind, request full stop.
786, runway 34, clear to land.
Runway 34, clear to land, 61786.
Alright, so I'm concerned that you're continuing not to correct your altitude
Yeah.
in the traffic pattern. So just something to think about for next time.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, give me a nice full stop landing.
Full stop. So, 90. Oh, 15 first. Power to 15.
Yeah,
We're
get
at
that
90
carby.
and 2, 3. Carby down. Touching power. Oh. Yeah, pulled power too much already.
That's
Power.
okay.
Oh.
Where are you going right now? That was kind of in between a downwind and a base, huh? You put another 10 degrees of...
Sorry? What was he?
10 degrees of flaps.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. Ready, final.
Alright, so what's the VASI telling you?
Go high.
Alright, cool.
Cutting power.
We're high, and how's our airspeed?
Fast.
Alright, cool. So we've got some corrections. You already identified the power? Great.
Yeah.
Got some more flaps if you want.
Okay. 2.
Now it's
We're
going.
gonna go slow, very fast.
Alright, keep yourself lined up on the center line using aileron. Now, notice how you're facing the VASI and not the center line? So use a little bit of right rudder.
145, over Victoria.
Right rudder, like
Air
that.
145, thank you. Report the Whitewater turn inbound on the
But
45.
ailerons to keep you on the center line. See what we're doing
Air
here?
145, port to
Ailerons to
Whitewater,
line us
45.
up.
The right down one.
Right rudder to keep the nose straight. And go ahead and flare.
Alright.
Skyport traffic off your left on the downwind for 3-4, plan to follow them.
Got traffic inside, we'll plan to follow, Sky 4.
Hour out.
System 440, traffic at the banner toe on the west side, left downwind, he'll follow you, runway 34, clear touch and go.
78440, we have him in sight, clear for touch and go, thank you.
Sky 786, left turn here at Alpha 5, taxi to parking via Alpha, monitor ground point 6, have a good day.
Left at Alpha 5, profile via Alto, monitor ground. Thanks for your help, 786.
Sky 4, number 2, follow the Cessna, go, banner ops approved, then right close traffic approved.
Alright, go ahead and
Alright.
clean everything up real quick.
After landing, radio monitor ground. We're at ground. Flaps retract. Sounder standby. RP'd off. Do I ever have to touch this?
Yeah.
It says required.
RPing go off there.
No
Alright,
carpet
Banner crew
off.
proceed to staging.
Mic go off.
Clearance